Hey guys, it's Beck and Nick back. That rhymed. Beck and Nick back for another review. If you haven't liked the video yet, leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed and you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Welcome back to another review. On this one we review free camping, caravan parks and private property camping.
I'm Beck and this is Nick.
We share our passion for adventure through these videos, not only around Australia but around the world.
Going to some of the most exquisite locations. Subscribe and seek life with us. So today we're going to talk about free camps, caravan parks and private property camping. Last week for our weekly review we talked about finding the best campsite, so this is kind of going on from that in a bit more detail about what we like about each of them and how we decide when we're in each area of what we're going to stay at.
So the first place, obviously, you can stay is a caravan park. Some of the perks of them are obvious, like facilities. So you have shower, toilet, they're maintained. You pay a little bit more money, obviously. There's also things like a laundry or stuff like that, like general barbecue areas or cooking areas, like if you don't have a stovetop. I mean, obviously you know all that. It's a caravan park. Some are pet friendly, some aren't. So you sort of have to look out for that. And some will be pet friendly, but only in certain times.
Yeah, like school holidays, there are a lot in Queensland or like New South Wales that you can't take your pet to during school holidays. But in WA, we found that you can take your dogs at all times. Everywhere. So you kind of just got to check like all of that different stuff.
You got to be reminded too that in school holidays, like Beck was just talking about, they're going to be very crowded, especially the popular spots, the caravan park, because that's where most people want to stay. As my next point, it has like power and stuff like that for caravans or bigger setups. And the last point is that it can be pricey. So, I mean, you could pay upwards of $50 a night. I know on the Gold Coast in Main Beach, which is like near Surfers Paradise, it's like $60, $70 a night.
Yeah, and that's just for the two adults. So if you're like a family with kids and stuff, I'm pretty sure they do charge you an extra $5 or $10 or something per night per child.
Doesn't sound like much, but adds up.
Yeah, so if you're traveling full time, that does add up. So you got to be quite careful of that as well. The next place we're going to talk about is private property. So we find these through UCamps and
I think there's a couple of other sites as well.
Yeah, but we mainly use UCamps for it. So these places are usually not so crowded. They usually have limited availability just because they are people's like houses and like land and stuff, so they usually have like 4 to 10 availabilities, if not more. Yeah, so a lot of the time there is power. There is also not power at quite a few of them. It just depends on what you're looking for in that stay, I guess. More so than not, there is plenty to explore on the property. We stayed at the Noosa Avalon cottages or something like that not too long ago, and it was really nice. Like there was a few walks, we were able to take Astro, there was a little lake that was it was empty because it's been a drought out there, but there was lots to do there, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was good. Especially, I mean, there wasn't any facility, but there was literally no one there.
More often than not, the owners of these private properties are really, really helpful. They always give you like really good tips on cafes and restaurants to go to. The last place we stayed at, we took Astro with us, and the lady was super helpful with dog-friendly cafes. There was even restaurants around that you could take your dogs to if you sat outside. So they know everything because they're the locals. So they're usually really, really good. And they told us like how far it was to get to different like national parks or to the beaches or different like really cool sightseeing spots that we could do with and without Astro. So that's really, really helpful. So when you're looking like at the different private properties to stay at, you can like filter it out and find so many different things if they've got like bushwalking tracks or if they've got power or no power or facilities, etc., etc. And the pricing range can be really, really good. Some of them start at like as little as $7 a night.
Yeah, if not free.
Yeah, and some of them, like, once you have all of the facilities, because they've tried to like do a really cool like private like area, it can get upwards of $50 again, like a caravan park. So you just got to be careful and not assume that it's going to be like free just because it's on somebody's land.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, it's a really cool thing to do.
The thing I want to talk about is free camps. The beauty of them, they're free. That's the biggest thing. Some of them are in the nicest locations too, because they're probably hard to get to. There's no one there if you get the good ones. Obviously, there's free camps that are crowded too, that are in more popular zones. But yeah, the best ones are in the remote areas that are hard to get to. Obviously, with our setup, we can pretty much go to most free camps. Some free camps too have no facilities, so like no toilets, no showers, so you need to be prepared for that too. On wiki camps, you can see pretty much all the free camps in Australia that are known, and you can sort of tell if they have toilets or showers or whatnot. Obviously, if the free camp doesn't have any power or anything like that, you'll need solar panels and stuff like that. So make sure you set up and make sure you do some research. Like, don't just go into a remote area not being prepared. Hopefully that's a given, but who knows.
Another thing that also really helps us when we're like looking at these different types of camp is this road and forward drive atlas. So I don't know if you guys have seen this before. This is obviously a really big one. You can get it in a smaller version and then like a little handbook, and I'm pretty sure you can get it.
You can get them in like regions,
yeah,
like Cape York, Kimberley.
So this is the Australia Road and Forward Drive Easy Read Atlas from HEMA Maps, and it has detailed forward driving tracks. It's got the like where you can get fuel, rest areas, campsites, caravan parks, and the points of interest that are around them too. So if you're driving and you don't have service, if you've got something like this is also really good to like figure out, okay, well, we might stay at that free camp because that's around, or we might stay at that caravan park because it's got like this around it and those features and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, or your stuff crashed and you only got that left, which
Yeah.
is also good. Like, never rely on just having one thing. Especially if you're a full-time traveller, obviously you already know to have backups. Thanks for watching, guys. It's another video done.
Don't forget to leave a like.
And if you're new here, subscribe.